Okay, I wanted to make this short little video about IPEDS. And IPEDS is an acronym for something that I'm about to tell you. The Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System. If you are a student or if you are the parent or guardian of a student and you're wanting to get more information about the university that you're looking at or different universities, this is a great website to utilize. I do this in higher ed all the time. I'm an advisor for a 2-year institution in the state of Arkansas. And I'll look this up whenever I have students that ask me really good questions about the school they're going to. It is data that is collected from the schools and submitted to the government. That's pretty much a good way to think of it. So if you type in IPEDS in Google, click on it, the first option, you'll see find your college, use the data, report the data, join in. We're just going to do find your college. And there's some neat stuff you can look at. You can search for a specific college, or you can, the ones I'm going to look at are searching and then comparing colleges. So let's just say we were looking at, 2 or 3 different colleges in the state. So if we click on compare college, you can search the school. Let's do the one I work at. I work at ASU Mountain Home. It's the only university in the nation with Mountain Home in the name. I clicked on it. Actually, I've done this already. I've got 3 schools in there already. But let's say, so it's already clicked. You got to click that button right there and it'll open it up. And then, yeah, I did this earlier. So it's got 3 schools in there. Let's do, let's say the Rich Mountain Community College, which is another one in Arkansas. I'm going to click on that. Notice that gives me 4. I already had a few universities in here already. So I think the other ones are, so ASU Newport, Arkansas State University Newport, U of A, which is a 4-year, so it's a little different. And the other 3 are 2 years. So if I want to compare the schools, I just click on it. It's pretty neat. First, it's going to give you average annual cost, which is the most common question students have about universities. Of course, the 4-year is going to be more expensive. And this is the cost that includes tuition, living costs, books and supplies and fees, minus the average grants and scholarships. So of course, it's just a broad range. Every student is different. This number is going to be different for every single student, especially at the 2-year schools, because so many stay at home. And so the cost of living is a lot different, a lot less. But that's there. The graduation rates are there, which is neat. Notice the 4-year school is higher, of course, because it doesn't have an open enrollment policy, an open door policy, but 2-year universities, the 3 that are listed, these all have open enrollment. Your graduation rates are going to be kind of all over the board at 2-year universities. But with an open door policy typically makes the graduation rate a little lower. The salary after completing, which is interesting, and it kind of gives you the info on it if you want to read it. But after completing, notice, of course, at U of A, you're going to have a higher potential because it's a 4-year degree, but you kind of go down from there. And there's other options you can look at, which are pretty neat. So if you're just looking at 2 different schools and you're not sure which one, it's not a bad way to look at it. Or if you're trying to convince your senior that, hey, you go to this community college, it's going to be a lot less expensive. And we can look at that here in a second, but it's going to be a lot less expensive than going to the 4-year university. Let's go back, actually. Let's go back to the main one. And let's look up, search for a college. And this one, we can do the exact university. So like if we go again to the school that I work at, ASU Mountain Home, click on it. This gives you more information about the school. So this digs in deeper and it can give you recent trends. So if we looked at general information, that's just, faculty, the amount of faculty, pretty basic stuff. Let's say tuition and fees. Yeah. This gives you more of, a better indication if you're just paying for the tuition and things of that nature. So like at ASU Mountain Home, in-state tuition and fees, we're looking around $2,832 for the year. So, and like you can see the last 2 years, the tuition and fees were frozen. So there wasn't an increase, but kind of neat. So you're looking about $3,000 total for the year if you're paying tuition and fees. Now, typically, they're covered either with a Pell Grant or if you're coming, I know for us, at ASU Mountain Home, if you graduate from the local high school, they cover the tuition. Now, they don't cover the fees, but they cover the tuition, which makes this number, lots smaller. But it gives you a good estimates going on. It's pretty neat. It'll tell you about the enrollment on campus. Now, we're a very rural two-year university. It's going to be mainly white and a majority part-time as well. That's typical for a two-year university, and the majority female. Kind of neat stuff. Mainly in-state, of course, because we're a two-year university. Just kind of gives you a little bit about it. And if you want to look up retention rates, all that stuff is stored right here, which is really neat. So let's look at the University of Arkansas just to see a difference with the four-year aspect. Now, there's a lot of schools with University of Arkansas in them because they're two-year systems. But let's click on the actual four-year. So again, if you look at their general information, notice they have a lot more full-time instructors than a small two-year. If we looked at, let's say, tuition and fees, they're going to be more expensive. So you're looking at in-state, you're looking at almost 10 grand a year. What else? Oh, if we look at like the type of student, it's going to be different. The enrollment. Notice there's a lot less part-time because it's a four-year university. The majority are full-time students. There's still more majority female, but not as much as the two-year. It is more diverse. It should be because of where it's at and its mission. What else about it? Let's see, part-time. Oh, that's interesting. The in-state is only 52% at University of Arkansas. So, 48% are going to be out of state, either foreign or out of state. So it's kind of neat. And I mean, again, you can look through here and dig in about different institutions. I know the reason I thought about making this video is because it's something I've used a lot. And now that I have a son who's 17, he's a junior, and we start looking at different universities, I know this is something that I'm going to rely on and utilize looking forward, at least as a kind of a bouncing off point. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll put the website and my email in the video on YouTube